Hey everybody, I have Andrew here from ChatHQ, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the products they have as far as the widget builder and the knowledge base, and then they also have a really cool support snapshot that is free and available off their website. So I'll give the floor to Andrew, and he can tell us a little bit more.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate you having me on here. So for everyone that doesn't know, ChatHQ is, we kind of got a reputation early on with our support stuff. So we built a lot of unbranded support docs and things like that for high-level agencies. But the whole time we've been building software on the back end. And so like that content and everything was kind of like a revenue driver for us, right? Build reputation, got us money to fund development, things like that. So today we're transitioning pretty heavily into the software side. And one thing that we're starting to be recognized for is the engagement widget. So it started off as a full replacement for the high-level chat widget. So a lot of people were very like unsatisfied with the SMS chat widget that high level offers. And they basically just kind of did what Podium was doing. They're like, hey, put this in your website, get a lead, right? Capture information, pull it into your high level. So we took that like a step further, and we built a shell, and I'll kind of go into that in a minute here, but we built like a shell of a product that allows you to construct your own type of chat widget for different scenarios, different use cases. So whether it's, by the way, we replicated what they do in their widget. So you can just put that into the engagement widget if you really just want that SMS chat. So we have like SMS web chat. You can bring in your high level calendars. You bring in high level forms and surveys, reviews. You can build like a video playlist from like YouTube, Vimeo, things like that. And so we gave marketers this blank slate or this like canvas that they can kind of like paint their own picture with, right? And it's doing well, right? It's gaining a lot of traction. People are seeing the value in it. We're adding more and more features to it. So we have a very cool, what we call conversion tool that you can add to it for iframing. So anything that can be iframed, you can bring it right into the widget. We've seen a lot of marketers use this for AI. So they have like a custom AI tool and they want to bring it into the widget to give to their customers, so they can like iframe it directly in, right? So which kind of bypasses the direct integrations that we have to build. Okay. Another big facet of this is it's white labelable. So the same avenue that high level took, which is, build this product, build your SaaS company, increase your revenue as a marketing agency. We believe in that as well. So we give agencies the ability to white label ChatHQ, resell it to their customers. And we also have a really cool free plan. So you can kind of jump right in, get started, test it out, see if you like it. But yeah, lots of cool stuff coming. So actually, as of just today, I posted something in the community. We have new what's called targeted prompts formats coming out. So we have, to give you guys a background of targeted prompts, the widget itself. Actually, I'm going to pull this up because I can talk about it all day, but pulling it up would be probably easier to show people. All right, cool. I'm going to share my screen. Awesome. So this is the ChatHQ portal. So this is like the hub that you would go into and build all your widgets in. And we have like, oh, sorry. That always said that. By the way, what that is like a Facebook group like collector thing. And it always takes my screen away and like, hey, you got a new group member or something like that. Anyways, so here's the portal. So we got like widget settings. Here's an example of the ChatHQ widget. We have conversion tools, which are like these internal buttons here. They represent different things, right? Whether it's the SMS web chat or like a video playlist or something like that. And then we have what's called targeted prompts. And so what we built targeted prompts to be is take everything and then some from inside the widget and bring it out externally to your customers. So what does that mean? Well, if I have, let's go back here. If I have like contact our team and nobody clicks this button, right? They don't actually click the widget to open it up. How am I going to get people to see that, right? Well, with a targeted prompt, what you can do is, let's just open up, let's see, I'll do the Black Friday one. It's a good example. So with Black Friday, we had a targeted prompt here that was letting people know, like, hey, we have a Black Friday deal coming up. Okay. Now we just used like a link here, but what I could do is I could come down here and I could link this targeted prompt to this specific tool, which says contact our team. And this is the SMS tool, right? So what this is doing is it's giving you the ability to target people on your website, in your application, on your funnels, with a very specific message at a very specific time, and taking what you built in the widget and pulling out externally at various points in time, whether it's a 10-second window, like you have to wait 10 seconds to see the message. If it's like a 50% scroll, so they like scroll down 50% of the screen, then they see this message, so on and so forth, right? We're adding to that. So what we released, we got it in QA today. So it's in quality assurance right now. But what we're releasing is top and bottom banners. Excuse me. So what that's going to look like is, let me pull up, I believe, let me pause my share so I'm not giving away any information here. I'll just pull up targeted prompts. Cool. Okay. Let me unpause this share. Okay. So this is our development environment. Excuse me. And we just released top banner, like I said, top banner, bottom banner, and center modal. And so like you saw before, where the message is just right here on the widget itself, we actually have the ability to bring that message to the center of the screen for like a more, I wouldn't say intrusive, but more like attention grabbing messages that you want to, get your visitors to click on. We also have the top and bottom banner. So if I click on that here, you'll see the top banner. Let me move zoom out of the way. See the top banner here, and I can link an individual button to this. So if it's like, hey, you want to learn more about the dashboard, and then there's this button here that opens up the widget. Yeah, we're super excited about this because what we're doing is essentially transforming the experience for anyone building a widget to say, like, I wanted to do this at this time, and it's completely different than somebody else, right?
Right.
So it's complete customization.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So let me show you this.
You can also do this in your high-level dashboard. Is that correct?
Correct. So let me show
cool.
you. Where is my dashboard? Let's go back here. Open this up. And let me resume sharing. So this already popped up, right? So this banner popped up. I'll actually refresh my screen really quick so you can kind of see it live. Pops up here, and you can wait too. So let me add like a wait step here. So I can come in here and I can say prompt trigger after, I don't know, 5 seconds. And we can say all visitors, repeat visitors, new visitors. So let's say it's a brand new visitor to your high level or to your website. You can have a very specific message that pops up. So I'm going to go save that and now go back to my high level, and it should pop up after 5 seconds. So give it a 5-second delay here. And there it is. So I want to learn more about the dashboard. So the cool thing here is, and we're going to get a lot more in depth about, we're going to add more features and functionality to like clicking into specific tools. But today it just like opens up the tool itself. So if I click this button, it would open up. There it is. Sorry, the Zoom might be lagging my computer just a little bit. But yeah, so it'd open up the knowledge library tool, right? And so this is just one of the tools in the feature set of my widget. Yeah, my Zoom is definitely affecting. Oh, there it is. Okay. So obviously this is a demo widget, right? There's tons of stuff in here. But that would be this specific tool here, knowledge library. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. But yeah, we're just continuously developing, adding stuff all the time. That banner and center modals, not yet available for customers. It's in quality assurance. We're just testing bugs and things like that. But yeah,
it's very
fun
cool.
stuff.
It's
Software development
like
is Fun.
You could also put there, like I see very many people requesting multiple pop-ups, so could be a really neat, I guess, application to not being able to do multiple pop-ups on one page.
Exactly. So one thing that I'm sure high level agencies notice is they have a pop up that can occur on their
Hmm.
funnels and websites,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure it's like only exit. It's either immediately or only exit intent or something like that. I can't really remember exactly what the settings are, but
Yeah.
yeah, they don't have things like the one caveat to this is high level has custom triggering for forms, but you have to like take that form and embed it into your website page or funnel page. And then you can have like different triggering options. But the pop-up itself, which could include a video, could include text, could include a button, has absolutely no custom triggering options, right?
Hmm.
And then on top of that, the things that you add to what we call targeted prompts in the ChatHQ widget is very specific to the widget, right? We want them to open the widget. We want them to take action within the widget. We want them to do these things, not just like click a button to go to another page. Because anytime there's more pages involved, there's more loading involved, and there's all kinds of things that can happen, right? So I'm getting a little bit of lag on my end, Jenna. I just want to let you know. So I'm going
Yeah.
to see if I can nip it in the butt here while we chat, but I don't know if it's going to affect the recording. So just figure I'd let you know.
It's better on this
So
end.
it's all okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
better.
So, okay.
Can you highlight
Let's
real
see.
quick?
Yeah.
One thing
So
I was really excited about is the white label feature to be able to put that inside your dashboard, and your customers can now see a white labeled experience to be able to customize their own.
yeah, 100%. So what we're doing is on agency plans, which is the top tier plan, we are giving customers the ability to give their customers the option to build their own widgets. And so today, the ChatHQ portal is not white labeled. So you can't just like bring a customer into ChatHQ and say, hey, grab an account or build your widgets, just because there is a lot of connections between ChatHQ and high level, right? So what we did was we built a entirely like separate application that pulls all the data from the portal, but is embeddable into your high level. So anyone on the agency plan can do this. We have like JavaScript you have to install, and then you create a custom menu link. And then I'll actually show what that looks like as soon as my high level loads. Give me 1 second. I think high level is crashing on me right now. Thanks, high level. This always happens when I'm on Zoom for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I have like a crazy good laptop. It's like a $5,000 MacBook. I just bit the bullet and got all the like top specs on it.
Right.
And I'm not really sure. It could be that. It could be I just have too many tabs open. That is probably what's going on.
Yeah, I find
So I'm
that's
gonna keep
usually my
trying to
problem.
reload high level. Yeah. All right. I guess what I can do. Sorry, I apologize.
No worries.
Hmm. Yeah, it just got me stuck at a loading screen for high level. Um, yeah, so while this is loading, I guess I could kind of talk a little bit about just the use cases of ChatHQ, right? So our goal is not only to help you upgrade and replace the high level chat widget for your own business, but for all your customers. So what does that mean? Taking the engagement widget, putting it on every website and funnel that you own, and then white labeling it and getting your customers to do the same thing. It is a significant upgrade from the high level chat widget. I mean, what we're doing is trying to follow a lot of the same roadmaps as companies like Intercom. So all about engagement, all about collecting information that's necessary for sales and support, and being able to utilize that information or utilize those actions and those like customer journeys as as needed. So like figuring out, oh, does this person need this call to action at this point in time, and how do I give it to them, right? So we're doing something as well called merge tags. A lot of people at use high level know that they're custom values, custom fields. And so we're going to be adding that to the widget. And what that means is not only on your high level funnels and websites are you going to be able to pull in data of those people, because high level is already capturing that data. So if they fill out a form, they fill out like a calendar or something like that, high level stores that data so that the next time they're on that website, you can use sticky contact. It automatically fills out the form. So we're going to be doing that for high level customers and high level when they're on high level funnels and websites, being able to pull in the data that's captured in those experiences, those moments, but also custom merge fields for things like Shopify, WooCommerce, custom applications. But if you're a software owner and you want to capture, let's say, user name or user role, right? Being able to customize the JavaScript on the widget to then capture that data and use it in like targeted prompts or something. So a use case there would be if you have a targeted prompt that you only want admins to see, right? Or only want people that have, I don't know, that are from a certain region of the country to see. As long as that data is capturable by the widget in terms of if it's stored in a website or a funnel, or if it's stored in a software application, you could then use that merge field in a message and say like, whether you're targeting that person or speaking directly to them. Like, hey, we have a regional sale for just the Southwest US or something like that. And here's the special. Or,
Well, cool.
hey, location admin. Yeah, like, hey, we know you're a location admin. Here's something we only want to show to location admins, right?
Yeah, and I see that really applicable if you have it inside your high level dashboard and you're running some sort of sale on something. So that's very
Exactly.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Another
I'm
feature that
still stuck
got
at
me to
loading, by the way.
upgrade was the multiple locations.
Yeah, so for web chat.
Loved that. You have service area
Yeah, so
businesses that have multiple locations but don't necessarily want to run through multiple accounts. It was just such an easy thing to do for somebody's website.
Yeah, exactly. So and I think there's some other people in the high level space that did this or tried to do this. But essentially what we do is when you have either a high level API key, an agency API key or a location API key, both can be used. And then, for example, agency API key pulls in all of your sub accounts from high level. And then if you have like, I don't know, 5 locations in your high level, you don't have a 497 plan, you can grab the individual location APIs. And then once you do that, you can set up the web chat for those multiple locations, right? But yeah, it is very important to send that message to the right sub account. So if you have surface area businesses, franchise businesses that have multiple sub accounts in your high level, you can direct that message to that specific sub account. Obviously all the data that comes with it as well. I think high level's booting me out. Let me see. Yep, high level just booted me out. Give me 1 second. They, just so you know, they've been doing this quite a bit. I think it's a caching thing. So they'll like cache the account, and then if you have like, I don't know, I usually have like a lot of tabs open.
I do too.
So what they'll do is they'll just kick you out, and then you have to like re-sign in and all that fun stuff. So I'm just gonna re-sign in. Hopefully this code works, because sometimes it just sits there and gives me loading screens. But yeah, so it's a fun ride. We recently just accepted a offer from Beyond at Extendly. So I don't know if anyone here is watching, they're Extendly customers or they know of Extendly. We brought them on as equity partners in ChatHQ. There's a lot of synergy between Extendly and ChatHQ in terms of like what we're trying to accomplish with high level agencies, the software provided, obviously the support content that's provided. So that's going to be a very fun ride. It's going to be, fun to see where their influence, their reputation, and their customer base is able to take ChatHQ. Because, the more subscribers we have, the more capabilities we have to build robust features and things like that. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So
yeah, that is really cool.
Still loading. Try this one more time. High level does this to me probably twice a week. Try the security code. Give it like a couple minutes, or hopefully less than a couple minutes, but so I'm curious, Jenna. So what are some of the use cases that you're implementing the ChatHQ widget for?
Well, I've got two actually service area businesses that have multiple locations like we talked about. So that was one of the many reasons I upgraded. Started in on that free plan, and then upgraded to bring that into some of my customers that have those multiple service area businesses, and then using it for some of my single base locations as well. And then I'm very excited to be able to be upgrading to that higher tier plan as well, to be able to have that white label experience for my customers, and taking out the native high level chat, because it just provides so much value like right out of the gate, especially with the ATP stuff rolling out. If any like quick wins we can provide our customers, I feel like while they're waiting for this ATP stuff to get rolled out, I feel like this is like the ChatHQ's widget is such a like a bigger win than the native widget. Like everybody I've rolled it out
Yeah,
to says, wow, this is amazing. So
that's awesome.
it's just the feedback I've gotten on every time I've installed it on any website. So they've all really loved it.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to get around that HTTP stuff, one thing we are launching is live chat, right?
Yeah.
So today we have web chat, which is still tied to A2P because of high level. It's all going through high level, but live chat's going to be a huge, huge, huge addition to that, because a lot of even businesses that just can't text. I mean, there's a lot of like, whether it's a cannabis business or any sort of business that Twilio basically shuts down, they need live chat. They need some way to communicate other than email to their customers, because email just, we all know how inefficient that can be. And if someone's on your website, you don't, instead of being able to help them immediately, like you have to force them to submit a form, which then triggers an email sequence, which then you have to like somehow continue that communication. So it's really not optimized in any way, right? I do know that high level is also releasing live chat. But one thing that like my co-founder Sergio and I had discussed is them releasing live chat only helps us. And the reason is because all we have to do is for their live chat. So put it this way, it's like when we release live chat, we're going to have our own server. Okay. So that live chat lives in ChatHQ. We will have connections to high level. So if you want to sell live chat to your customers, right, you can do that. You can bring it into high level. It's not going to be released right away, but it will be an option. It'll be a feature. But for example, if you just had live chat in ChatHQ today, if it were released like tonight, you would have to use it in ChatHQ. Now, with that being said, when we have the ability to bring it into high level, or we have the ability to tap into high level's API for live chat, we will still have a much more robust and rich UI, meaning when they're in a ChatHQ widget performing live chat, so they're communicating with one of your agents, even if it's high level's live chat API and it's going into high level, that experience that somebody gets on the website is going to be through our widget, right? It's just going to be some backend connections. The message gets sent in a high level, things like that. So that experience is still significantly higher. Like it's much more refined and feature rich than high level, because we all know high level is a skateboard first company. They just release something, it works, and then they refine it later. So their live chat's actually only going to have like send a message and attach a file. Like those are the two things, right? Whereas we have things like video messaging, voice messaging. We're going to have integrations for, eventually we're going to have an integration, whether it's with Loom or with Twilio or somebody for, well, it's not going to be with Loom for live video calls. It'll be with Twilio, but a lot of like rich integrations to bring the experience of live chat to like the next level. Because a lot of companies that just focus on live chat, they do those things, right? It's like, hey, click a button, jump on a video call with your agent. Okay. or even stuff like inline. What inline means is if you're having a conversation and all you see is messages, and then you see like a form pop up in the message box, that's what's called like an inline element. And so the ability to have a conversation with somebody and not just send them a link, but send them like a form in the actual message box so they can just
Right.
fill it out and then submit it. That's the kind of stuff we're focusing on, right?
Cool.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting because it's going to save us a lot of money too, connecting to High Level's API. For example, we already do it with web chat.
Right.
We just connect to their API, we send the message into them, and it just propagates inside High Level as the same SMS message that would have been sent through their web chat, right? Wow, this is crazy. I'm still struggling to log in. This is wild. Let me see. So I just tried another code. So I'm on number 4. Let's see if I can get this one to work here. Oh, High Level. The woes of High Level sometimes. So yeah, do you have any, while we're waiting for this, Lola, do you have any specific questions for me, like about future updates, about product features, things like that you want me to answer here on the call?
Well, we talked about, yeah, that was one thing I was going to bring up, because it's such a hot topic right now. So that's exciting. And then, what's the timeline on that?
On live chat?
Yes.
So we will have like what we're doing is we're releasing a bot first, which is like a sales and support bot. And that's, we're running into some issues. We wanted to release it by the beginning of August. Obviously, God has other plans for software engineers because it doesn't, it never goes the way it's supposed to. So we're trying to get that out as soon as possible. So hopefully by September, we'll have that bot released and very, very basic live chat, just the ability to communicate back and forth. We're going to shut down some features so that it runs really smooth and we don't overload anyone or like try to overload the system, because our live chat has a lot of features out of the box and it's hard to like test all of those. Right. So we're trying to hit like September 1st, theoretically. And then I mentioned the bot, like the AI, that stuff is going to be very, very basic to start. So it's going to pull from a general database of information, the high level knowledge base that we built. So you can actually put it on, for anyone wanting to sell more high level, which we all do, you can put it on your website. People can have a conversation with the bot, and the bot will know things like features and sections of high level. So if they ask, let's say hypothetically, they're on your website, they're saying, hey, I really want this CRM. Does it allow me to create custom email marketing campaigns? The bot's going to know that, right? The bot's going to say, hey, yeah, it does. Like, check this out. So it's not even like a support bot at that point. It's a sales bot, but it's referencing the information provided that is normally provided in a support fashion, right? So that's going to be the first step. The next step, we will have a knowledge base builder. So you can build your customers, like build custom knowledge bases for your customer, and each knowledge base will be connected to AI so that the AI will know what you're building and how to help your customers sell more. So if it's a lawyer, if it's a veterinarian, whatever it is, if they like have a knowledge base of information, they can add that to their engagement widget on their website and then answer questions for people that are, most typically answered or asked during a sales conversation.
Very cool.
So that's the timeline on that's a little sketchy, but we're working towards that, right? That's the get live chat out first, AI in like a very basic form, and then move towards like custom knowledge bases and things like that. So we're back in the dashboard. See that cool banner pop up again. On the side here, we have widget editor. So there is a setup to this whole thing. So this is the white label widget builder that we were talking about earlier. You have to add some JavaScript, create a custom menu link, things like that. But once you click into this, you're going to have an exact replica of the portal widget builder. So this would be like if you're looking at this here, except inside your high level with no mention of high level. So any of the apps, for example, if I go to add a tool, Like forms and surveys, we don't say high level. Reviews, web chat, none of that says high level. Okay. And your customers can build their own widgets. So for example, if we're in Brad's widget here, we can go in, we can customize everything. We even have it branded. So powered by, this is, by the way, this is pulling from your ChatHQ account. So whatever the name of your ChatHQ account is, it's going to pull that, right? So if I go in here, I go, my awesome agency, I save that and I reload. Now we're going to see it's powered by my awesome agency, right? And so we're actually giving you guys the ability to custom brand these the same way you can custom brand the widgets, which is with like logos and things like that. So this widget branding here, you can add logos, links. So we're bringing that feature very soon. But for today, it's just pulls from the account ID. So let me change this back, save that, and jump back in here. Okay. So now that we're in this, you can see you can customize it. You can add tools. When you go to add a certain tool, if I go to add web chat, it's automatically going to pull in the location that you're in, right? So this is ChatHQ. So they're not going to see all the locations in your high level. They're only going to see the one that they're building inside of. And then obviously you have all the same settings and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you're giving your customers the ability to build their own widgets inside high level, whereas before nobody had that option, right? The agencies had to build all the widgets themselves. Here's the cool thing. Obviously you have to be on the agency plan. So I say the word agency a lot, right? We're talking about agencies, but then we have a plan named agency, which is our top tier. You have to be on that plan because you get unlimited widgets, which means every time your customer goes to click this button and they create a new widget, you don't add like a restriction because we have caps, we have limits to widgets on other plans. So if your customer's trying to click this button and it says, hey, you can't add another widget, there's friction, there's a barrier to entry there, right? So you have to be on that plan. Now, going back to, let's say, Brad's widget, if I wanted to go edit this as the agency, I do not need to log into high level. What I do is I would go into my widgets. I would go into my widget list here, and I'd scroll down till I find Brad's widget. And you can see the color of these change. So we have a blue circle that says agency, which that term might change because, again, we use the term agency a lot. And then we have a green circle that indicates this widget was built inside a high level. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to find Brad's widget, which is right here. I'm going to click on that. It gives you a little, note here that says, hey, this was built in high level. Here's the location information. And if I want to edit something, for example, I want to edit the color of Brad's widget to green. And let's say I want to change this icon to use the widget logo icon. If I save that, I come back into my white label builder and refresh. Now we have a green widget and it's using the logo in the button here, right? So what that does is it gives you as an agency still an incredible amount of control, as well as the ability to intervene if your customer's having issues and maybe they want expertise, they want help, they want something. You don't have to go into high level to do it. You can do it directly from the ChatHQ portal. So coming soon, we're going to have the ability to actually move widgets from the portal into high level. What that means is, like, today, all the widgets that exist in a high level account are only there because they were added from the high level account. So a lot of agencies up to this point have already built a bunch of widgets, right? Let's say, Jenna, you have 10 widgets. They're in your ChatHQ portal. They wouldn't get mapped to your high level. We're going to give you the ability to do that in the future.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it just helps because people have already been building with ChatHQ, right? If you're a customer for 3 months, you've already have a bunch of widgets.
Right.
But today, if you just implement this, you install it and say, hey, new customer A, new customer B, go build your own widgets. They will be in their account and they will also show up in your ChatHQ account in the widget list.
Very cool. And this, to me, some strategy around this is it also could be if somebody doesn't want to get a full high level account yet with you, if you just take that option off and you can give them a really great widget for an entry level price. And so
Exactly.
as an agency to be able to give them, okay, well, this isn't in your price point yet to have a full high level account under my SaaS, but maybe this is a good option as an entry level thing to get you on this, and then you could upsell them later. So that's another thing I just love about the ChatHQ option.
Yeah, so we actually have a town hall today,
Yeah.
starting here at 4 p.m.
And I
And
love that you
last,
guys do that.
yeah, we learned from the best, right? High level did
Right.
town halls. They got
Yeah.
a lot of people talking. So here's the thing: is we talked about last week. We talked about how to sell the widget.
Hmm.
People are, have a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of, I mean, people are just overwhelmed. They're trying to sell high level, they're trying to sell this, trying to sell that. So
Yeah.
what we recommend is to start. You have a couple options. You have a 30-day free trial, right? So whether they're using high level or not, you can give a free trial to the widget, gets it on their website.
Hmm.
Small business owners love to see things. Websites are
Yes.
really popular because it's like, oh, look at this pretty website, right?
Yeah.
So getting a widget on a website is very, very valuable to a business owner, right?
Hmm.
Now, with that being said, it is a foot in the door because you're connecting it to a high level account. You don't have to even give them the high level account. We talked about it with a customer last week where you can have a single high level location connected to like 30 widgets. And what you do is when like certain things come into that high level account, you just filter in workflows. You build workflows in that account and filter and just send data to customers. So
Hmm.
you could just have like a lead generating machine, never give them a high level account. And then if they want to get into the high level space, or not, obviously not the high level space, but your SaaS, they want to start jumping in and building, you could do that as well, right? So you can say, hey, this is all fueled by this automation on the back end. If you want your own account, it's $297 a month. So it's a
Right.
great foot in the door for that, right?
Yeah.
And
Love it.
you don't even have to connect it to high level. There's tools, conversion tools in here,
Yeah.
that have absolutely nothing to do with high level, right? Knowledge
Right.
library,
The
dedicated
reviews.
iframes, review. Oh, so that's one thing. Reviews are connected today just to high level, but we are adding more review options, more sources. But what we
Right.
do is we just pull from high level already accesses Google and Facebook API. So we
Right.
just pull all that data in. But yeah, that's
Yeah. But there's
the
other ways
point
that
is
you can
still
do
there.
that in here through the link
Yeah.
launcher or what have you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Link launcher is huge, right? Link
Yes.
launcher, bringing them anywhere they want to go. Video showcase. So one of our video showcases for the ChatHQ support portal is customer success stories. It's literally just a YouTube playlist of a bunch of testimonials,
Yeah.
right? So lots of really, really cool stuff that you don't even need high level integrations for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fantastic foot in the door. It's even for customers that are already paying you for high level, if you want to add expansion revenue to what you're charging them without seeming like you're nickeling and diming them, right? You could just charge them an extra $50 a month. I mean, technically you're not nickel and diming them because you're not charging per thing. There's no like per
Hmm.
transaction fee. It's like 50
Right.
bucks a month to get this whole thing. You get to do a bunch of stuff with it. People gravitate towards that. I think part of the consensus of last week was like people gravitate towards results and
Hmm.
benefits. If
Yeah.
they can see a benefit and they can like really touch the result and, oh, I'm getting leads or I'm getting this, it's gonna work. I mean, people pay for results.
Yeah.
That's why there's SEO out there, websites for 10 grand a month, because people see the results.
Hmm. Yeah. And
So
if you can quantify it, then or show KPIs, that's where you're going to get all your conversions from.
exactly. Yeah. Speaking
So
of which,
yeah.
check this out. We just hired, I gotta pause the share really quick, switch over here. We just hired a new developer to start expanding on our analytics project. So we started building widget analytics, and then we like paused the project because it was very large and we didn't
Oh,
know where we
cool.
wanted to go with it. Yeah. So we found a very, very awesome analytic, like a software that's going to act as our analytics backend. So one of the co-founders of Twilio, who used to manage the analytics for Twilio, started his own company. And so we're using the software that he created as a backend to manage the information. And now we're able to like do so much more with it instead of just
Wow.
building some backend on our own, right? We're
Yeah.
using that as a software, as a solution. So then we're going to be able to do things like show how many times it opened, because we're collecting all this data right now, no matter what. We just have no way to
Okay.
show it to customers. So like
So
widget
cool.
open, widget closed, yeah, all kinds of stuff. So this right here is going to be the big
Yeah.
driver of success, engagement
Love
rate.
that.
So how many views, how many people, or how many unique views of the widget, how many times there was an event, and then essentially multiplying that or dividing that and saying like the engagement rate is 4.5x. So for every person that goes to your website, they're interacting with your widget 4.5 times. Like
Wow.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's awesome. And so
So
this the plans are to have this on the white label builder so that clients can see it.
exactly. So this will not to start, it will be just in the portal. But what we're doing is not only bring it into the white label builder, but give agencies the ability to like send this data using high level workflows. So
Awesome.
some sort of snapshot that has like values that just send in an email, and you can do that on an automated basis.
Very cool. I'm really excited about that. That's really cool to be able
Yeah,
to show these KPIs to people. Um,
exactly.
very cool. What about like mobile versus desktop? Is that any of that going to be in here?
So not to start, but
Okay.
yes, we will have a lot of that data.
Very cool.
Essentially, yeah, we're going deep into, let me go back to the main portal here. So if I go into Brad's widgets, we want to collect that data from more than just analytics. We want to be able to target that data. So if, right now we have like device visibility, desktop or mobile. So we're already understanding like who's seeing it, like if
Hmm.
they're on what device, but we want to have things like IP addresses, regional, like what are those? What's that called? Geofencing. So if they're
Yeah.
in like a certain region, you can target them. But then that data also comes into analytics at that point as well. So you will be able to access it.
That's exciting. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys are doing in the next quarter versus and then a year from now. So,
Yeah.
thanks so much for coming on today, and I really appreciate your time and everything.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And excited to hear the town hall later today.
Cool. Thanks, Jenna. See you there.
Thank you, Andrew.